Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Well, it is morning my time, of course. And, my name is Jane. And again, welcome to my Friday Live. I love being here and sharing information with you guys. So, anyway, today we will go ahead and talk about X39. If you have been around my page a little bit, you probably hear about it. If you're on my YouTube, you probably hear about it. Or if you're on YouTube searching for wellness at all, you probably have run across X39. So today we're going to talk about X39, but not in a technical way because we have our amazing inventor David and many doctors that can explain the technical way better than I can. I mean, I can kind of way, but I like to talk about it in a way that it makes sense in real life, right? Because that's how I understand it, and that how it makes sense to me to be able to share with people. Um, so back up a little bit and back all the way to 2018 is when I first heard about X39. And when I heard about it, listening to the webinar and all the technical data that has been compiled up to that point, it's not that many at up to that point, nothing like what we have now. My jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my god, this is pretty cool. That's how I think. And luckily, I mean, I was kind of doing research already into that subject, so it wasn't something that is totally foreign and totally brand new to me. But the way, and I was using the patches already, um, for a couple, probably for like a year or a year ish. So I understand the mechanism of how the patch work with our body, uh, natural system, and how the patch work in general. But again, when I first heard of X39, um, I was pretty excited about it, but I had to sit and with it for a while. And that's when I realized that, not everything is explainable in that technical way, and it's something that you kind of understand it different. Each person understand things differently. And, so I had to kind of come up with a way to make sure I understand it the way the real world is, that talk into a language where I can talk about it easily, and people that listen to me can understand it easily. So, forward to current. I think now there's a lot of people that are looking to for something different. They are they're especially when it comes to health, right? They're not just asking anymore, what do I take? But instead now they're asking more of, um, what can I do to support my body better? And because of that, um, I come back to the idea that I heard before, that our body already knows what to do. When it's not functioning right, it's not because it's broken, it's not missing something, it's because the signal, the communication inside our body just kind of slow down. It's just the aging process, the environment, the toxins that we have kind of slow all that thing down a little bit. So, what we need now, as from what I learned, is that we just need a good environment, the right support to get that signaling in our body to communicate better again. And once I start seeing it that way, it start to make a lot more sense, right? That we already, because there's certain thing that's not always data driven. I don't know about where you stand. Like I said, some people likes data, likes to read all about clinical research, likes the number, but they get stuck in that. They just want to see more and more and more and more data. But not everything is about data. Sometimes it's about how we experience it. So let's go a little bit outside of that. Let's talk about sunlight, right? We don't question the benefit of it. Um, we know that when we go out to the sun, we feel better, and we know that it enhances our mood. It vibrance our mood up, give us that positive, even the high energy that we need. And that's why a lot of people flock to California, or the to sunny side of the world a lot, because they enjoy feeling that positive and energies and the moods from being out in the sun. And we don't question how that works. We just know because we experience it. And deeper, we know that the sunlight help our body makes more vitamin D's, and that's important for our health, right? So our body is a complicated, sophisticated machine. But over time, like I said, it just kind of declined. The mechanism kind of decline with age. There's certain thing that just age related, that is not producing as much, and therefore the communication slow down. So our X39 is basically a tool, to make that body communicate better. So if you're talking about, needing more energies, because you just know that something about your body is off. You've been looking into it, certain thing is not working, your energy is low, your sleep pattern is not as great, your mood and things like that, or you're just looking for something to support your overall wellness, and you've been looking and looking and looking, and you landed here, right? But the other thing we do know, how complicated, how sophisticated our body is, that we know that when we get a cut, the, the wound heals, right? Our body knows how to do that. And when you rest at night, your body restore. And so we do know that. So that's how complicated, how sophisticated our body is. So when you add the right tool into our bodies, such as X39s, it enhances that communications signal to help speed up that cut. It helps restoring our body better. It helps enhance the energy. It helps with overall wellness, if that's what you're looking for. And that's what most people experience. And of course, there's data backing that up as well. So you ask, how does this work, right? It's our patches, if you listened to me before, it works by putting it on our skin, or even outside of clothing, because some people have maybe slight, don't feel like, don't like the sticker on our skin. But most people would put this patch on our skin, and what it designed is it's non-transdermal, so it traps the lights and heat from our body, and then it reflects it back through our skin to with a specific wavelength to signal that communication pathway in our body to works better. So in X39, what it does is reset about 4,000 genes in our body to a younger, healthier states. So, our cardiovascular system works better after about 6 weeks. Again, that's a data, and people feel that. And then, and our cognitive functions, brain study map also show that we have a better, more, our brain balance is better, is not um, too fire up. And so you just want everything in coherence. It's nothing more of that and nothing less of that. So we just bring it down to the coherent states. So we talk about this all the time. People are looking into more supported way to support our body. I mean, I'll be turning 60 in a few months, and I'm always looking for a way to support my body to feel better, to stay as young as I could possibly can, because I like feeling this way. I mean, why not? Why do I want to wake up and feel off, and that something is not right for the rest of the day? I mean, that's not fun. I love going to the gym, and I do not want to feel, oh, that I can't lift a 10-pound weight or whatever, or do any workout because my muscle is not recovering fast enough. So I enjoy my lifestyle. I enjoy the way I feel using this product. So my role here is, again, to share information with you in an event that you are looking for that supported tool to help you feel better. Maybe to just overall wellness. Granted, why should we rely on? Why should we just wait for that aging number and feel the body that along with that age? We don't need to anymore. Technology is out there. There's so many tools out there. Of course, balanced diet, good clean water, and exercise along with this tool will help your lifespan to be better, have a better quality of life, so you can enjoy your time doing whatever you want to do. So, if you are looking for a different approach, and this resonate with you, and you will understand why I'm sharing something like X39 to the community. And if this is something that you want to explore, we can have just a simple conversation. I love talking about it. I can get technical about it. I don't like to, because I don't think everybody understand that technical part, and I don't understand all the numbers, but it's enough for me to support what I believe in. But my personal experience and other people that have used it, I think that's the most important thing in the equation of why this tool X39 is a vital part of my daily routine, and of course of my family as well. So thank you for being here. I hope that I have cleared up somewhat about what X39 is all about. And, I hope to see or talk to you soon should you have any question for me at all. So have a blessed weekend. And by the way, happy May. And I will talk to you soon. You can DM me or just contact me on YouTube, Facebook, however you like. So a simple conversation is always fun, and I look forward to that. Thank you again. Have a good one.